Hello people, I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hi there.
We're looking at the official teaser to Teddy. This is starring Arya and Sayyeshaa. It's directed by Shakti, Soundar, Rajan. And the music director is Imman. Here we go, we're gonna check this out. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, all notifications, so you get notified. I don't know why this is the universal sign for all.
Everything.
All the things.
All the
so
things.
Please hit all notifications and that helps us out quite a bit. Thank you. So here we go.
25 லட்சம் ரூபாய் ஸ்விஸ் வாட்ச் சொல்ற அதே டைம் 100 ரூபாய்க்கு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல விக்கிற டிஜிட்டல் வாட்ச் சொல்லு.
True.
ஆனா இதை எதுக்கு வாங்குறாங்க தெரியுமா? This is a reminder. இதுல இருக்கிற 600 சின்ன சின்ன மெக்கானிக்கல் பார்ட்ஸும் ஒண்ணா சின்க்ரனைஸ்டா ஒர்க் ஆச்சுனா தான் கரெக்டா டைம் சொல்லும். அதுல ஒண்ணு தப்பானாலும் அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம பிசினஸ்.
What?
Hello, sir.
What is happening?
What?
கேக்குது ஐயோ
ஏங்க நான் உண்மையா உங்ககிட்ட பேசிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன்.
It's Ted?
What is happening?
இந்தியால இருந்து கத்துற பொண்ணுங்க எல்லாம் என்ன பண்றீங்க?
This is like dark Ted.
That's dope. That
Wow.
was cool. That was really cool.
Yep. This is so weird. What is going on? What is this movie?
Well, that was interesting.
Well, I mean, with the name Teddy, right? It did cross my mind. I was like, oh, is it going to be something like Ted or is it going to involve teddy bears? And then it starts off and I was like, oh, okay, maybe Teddy is just the name of the person and this is an action movie. And then, nope, there's like a big teddy bear. And then there's cute stuff. And then there's death and mayhem and action and maiming. What the?
I just gotta see if there's some kind of thing. No plot.
Nothing. They're giving nothing away.
I'm just a little bit confused. I'm like, okay, so what's the story? I don't understand. I gotta. hold on.
Is there a teddy bear that is a figment of his imagination and is telling him to do these things?
First, it starts off with the comparison between a Swiss watch and a regular, like, sports watch that's
Yeah.
like, whatever, costs nothing, right? Basically indicating that irrespective of whichever, I almost said irregardless, which is not actually a word. Irrespective of whichever one you have, it tells the same time, but people favor the former because of what?
Because
Reliance?
Well, no, not that. It's a feat of engineering and ingenuity, I suppose, to be able to have so many moving parts in one tiny thing, and all the parts need to work correctly in unison with each other in order to enable you to tell the time correctly.
Isn't that reliability or is it just fancy?
Well, it is fancy. Personally, I think the reason why you would drop like thousands of dollars on a watch is because you want to make some sort of statement about your status, whatever. But
Yeah.
I think the thing that he was trying to make a point of in this is like, it's an operation and every single cog in the machine has a purpose and plays its part, much like their business over here.
Okay, and what
Yeah.
is their business?
I don't know. Death.
All right. Yeah.
It felt sinister. I don't know. I felt like they were some sort of drug lords or gangsters or, you know, someone who has a business that isn't quite kosher.
The tone of it just caught me so off guard because it's got this very dark kind of, like you said, gangster sort of tone. You're seeing violence. And then this cute teddy bear character shows up that's able to talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? What movie is this?
And then it just segues into this cute little thing. They're having ice creams, there's girls, there's cute music, and then it goes straight back into darkness, death, mayhem.
Well, you're seeing, at the very least, the two different tones that are in this film.
Yeah.
The two different, I guess, story, like you got your A plot, your B plot, or your subplot, I should say. And you can sort of see what the two, what do you call it?
Parallels.
The two parallel stories are going to be, and at some point they're going to intersect.
Yes.
But there's nothing indicating how and why at all. Like, I don't see how these two things come together at all.
I think that's the interesting thing about it,
Yeah.
right? It's just so bizarre.
That's a perfect word for it. This is bizarre to me, but like having watched so many Tamil, Telugu, just Indian trailers in general,
Yeah.
like this is definitely on the weirder end of the spectrum.
Well,
Like,
it's like kind of like in Super Deluxe with the reveal where it's like, oh,
I'm still not over that. That's still so weird to me. I mean, people have made some interesting excuses for it, saying like it was
Yeah.
indicated.
But we didn't know that.
But still. So this is, along the lines of that. It's just so bizarre. I mean, I'm fascinated and I'm very curious to see how they're going to make that work. If they're able to make that work. The quality of the film, the production value is there. And there were instances where the teddy bear looked just as good as Ted from the movie Ted. There were obviously moments where I was like, oh, that's clearly CGI. But initially I was like, is that someone in a suit?
Yeah.
Or is that CGI? I genuinely couldn't tell initially. They did such a good job with it. The fact that I was perplexed as to whether it was one or the other is indicative of the fact that they did a good job there.
yeah.
So,
I liked all of that stuff in the beginning where we're going through and it's just like almost like POV where we're just walking through, going through doors and stuff and seeing the different things. I thought that was really cool.
I would like to watch this one more time, if that's okay. If that's all right with y'all.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just need to see this one more time because I want to see if there's any other clues that we missed. So I'm not going to play it at full volume.
25 லட்சம் ரூபாய் ஸ்விஸ் வாட்ச் சொல்ற அதே டைம் 100 ரூபாய்க்கு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல விக்கிற டிஜிட்டல் வாட்ச் சொல்றேன். ஆனா இதை எதுக்கு வாங்குறாங்க தெரியுமா? This is a reminder.
So
இதுல இருக்கிற 600 சின்ன சின்ன
just like
மெக்கானிக்கல்
follow
பார்ட்ஸ் ஒண்ணா சின்க்ரனைஸ்டா வொர்க் ஆச்சுனா தான் கரெக்டா டைம் சொல்லும். அதுல ஒண்ணு தப்பானாலும் அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம business.
What is the business? I guess that's the thing.
They don't
like,
tell you. It's a
tell you.
teaser. They're teasing
Well,
you,
obviously,
Jaby.
okay, so some of the action that they were doing in the train,
Yeah.
in, what do you call it, the cart? Whatever, what's it called? The car.
Yeah, car. That works.
Yeah, it looked really cool. When the camera was going with the guy being spun around and whatever that was going on there, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that shot, and I'm not over it yet, like the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow move.
That one you're over.
I'm over that. There have been instances where I saw them do it, and I thought that it was effective and cool, where it was done by a dude. Because I'm just tired of seeing
Girls do that
move, because it's always the same exact way that it's played out.
You just want to see a girl like choke someone out.
I was really happy with Atomic Blonde. They did a great job there, but that's another conversation. What I'm trying to say is that shot has not been done to death yet for me. I'm still really enjoying that. It's like...
It's a cool shot.
I think they're using stop motion to get that shot. I mean, I don't imagine that there's a camera operator who's like doing that.
He's just like in a circle.
Yeah.
And then they just twist the circle around.
Yeah,
and he's upside down.
It's a specialty shot, to say the least. I first saw stuff like that in Upgrade. I think what they did was they strapped a phone to his chest as a gyrometer or whatever it's called.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Somehow they connected it to the camera in order to get that effect going. If I remember it at all correctly, I think that's what they did. It's perfectly synchronous with his movement, and it looks so damn cool. I just think it's one of the neatest shots. It's something I thought of as a kid, like, how come they never do that? And now I'm seeing it, like, seeing it more in India more than I do in the States. It's because India is more comfortable with experimenting with their shots, kind of like the way our horror film directors over here would.
Right.
You know, one of the neat things about horror films, at least traditionally, is that you can experiment with your shots and do things, and there's almost no rules. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it seems like Indian directors are more willing to take chances like that and do experimental stuff. Sometimes they're copying off of each other. You know, I get that. But like, it seems awesome that they're willing to play with ideas a lot. And that's an idea that I think is just so neat. It's one of those things that you really couldn't do 20 years ago.
Right.
Like it's only been available to us recently that you can do something like that. And I feel like people don't appreciate enough how neat that is. The audience is not supposed to shoulder that burden of appreciation. The onus is not on them, right? Still, like, it's so damn cool. Like, that to me is on par with Bullet Time. Yet it doesn't get the love that Bullet Time got. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. This is crazy. This whole, like, story is... It's not, I don't even know what the story is, but it's crazy to me. It almost reminds me of the 90s when we had Arnold Schwarzenegger films where it's like, it's an action, like Kindergarten Cop. It's an action film, but it's not. It's like this other thing as well.
An action comedy, perhaps?
Well, yeah, it's action comedy, but it's still strange. It feels like India is going through at least, you know, Tamil Telugu, is going through what America went through in the 90s, like where we had a lot of experimental films like Blank Check. What the fuck was that?
That was a brilliant movie.
It's so many random films. I mean, I'm not saying anything disparaging of this at all. I'm just saying, like, in the 90s, we had a lot of random movies that you would not see today. Like,
It's true.
Free Willy.
Oh my God.
Like, they wouldn't do that movie today.
Well, yeah, because you can't, because you'd have all the
That's true.
the
I mean, that's
PETA
another conversation
activists,
entirely. But,
you know.
but I'm just saying, we had a lot of interesting films in the 90s. And, like, now everything is just comic book or novel, based on a novel or whatever, or
Yeah.
sequels. Like, we're getting a lot of the same
So
stuff.
many sequels. This seems, you know, pretty interesting. It's different for sure. For me, it seems like 2 different movies somehow, and then they've just gone,
Yeah. Like, what if we took Ted and made it into an action film?
yeah.
That's what this is, essentially.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see if they'll show us any more about the story in the actual trailer.
You know, the closest we've gotten to something like this in the States didn't go very far. It was
one was that?
someone who used to work for, I think he used to work for the Muppets or something like that, like actually like
Uh-huh,
puppeteer.
yeah.
Or I don't exactly know the connection. I don't remember it. But they went and made a rated R version of the Muppets that was like an action film, but nobody saw it. It didn't do very well, and they got sued in the process of making it. It looked too much like the Muppets.
Oh.
But like, this to me is so interesting that I wish that Seth MacFarlane could see it, and then he would get inspired to go and do Ted 3, and it's an action film like Starsky and Hutch or something like that. You know? Dukes of Hazzard kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Something like that. That could be fun. But anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction / discussion thing. And check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media as well as the jabs if you feel like doing that. And do subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon there so you get notified every time we drop another video. Please, all notifications. That would be much appreciated. I am Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.